Oh, there you are, YouTube. Doodaloo 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 doo. Subscribe. 17, December 17th. What do we got?
Home Alone 2.
Home Alone 2. All right. Let me take a picture of that. Oh, well, it says Home Alone. We watch them in order.
Yeah.
With the pom-pom.
Home Alone.
With Kevin.
The New York one.
Yeah.
I want to watch it.
You want to watch it?
You can do that. Just jumping right in to the middle of the film, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, had a missed opportunity, a major missed opportunity. This is not something that came to my mind initially. It's something that my wife brought up when we were watching it maybe 2, 3, 4 years ago. When Kevin and Dove Lady go to probably Carnegie Hall or wherever it is, when they go to that concert and they're hanging out in that upper area, probably like the lighting area or something like that, the attic, I don't know what it's called. When they are hanging up in that area, listening to the concert, and then you have the camera do sort of like an aerial shot. Is that what it's doing? What is it doing? Maybe a crane or something is sort of taking the camera, swooping it over the orchestra and past the conductor and then to Kevin as he's hanging out watching. When it passes over the conductor, it's just a conductor. I don't know, maybe they're famous, but I don't know who they are. But we all know who that conductor should have been. A perfect, most wonderful Easter egg would have been for that conductor to be John Williams. Why was that not John Williams? That should have been John Williams. I wouldn't have known that it was John Williams or a significant moment in the film when I was a little kid, but to grow up and eventually learn that would have been fantastic. That would have been amazing. That would have been so, so good. I love Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Sometimes I wonder if I love it more than the first one. I don't know. Maybe. I really do go back and forth on that. When I'm watching each one, I think this one might be my favorite. I mean, it only has like one... I mean, these movies are goofy, obviously, but there's one like moment that is so incredibly slapstick off the wall goofy, but it doesn't bother me. And a lot of times that sort of thing will bother me. I got like a hair or something dangling in front of my eye. And that is when, you remember when Marv's getting electrocuted and he's like, blah, 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 doing that. There's that quick flash where he turns into a skeleton. Like we can see his skeleton almost as if it shocked him so much he like turned into an X-ray or whatever. Like that is like super, super silly in the movie. And I don't know, it doesn't bother me. And that moment is, I think, done well because the lip syncing of the skeleton matches up perfectly with that high-pitched scream that he's doing at that time, which is incredibly hilarious. Daniel Stern is so funny. One of the I mean, he's incredibly funny. I feel like he needs more credit for how funny he is. Maybe he does get the credit and I don't know that, but I don't know, I'd like to see him in stuff. He was in this movie. I didn't know he had been an actor for as long as he was. I saw him in a movie called Breaking Away. It takes place kind of near me in Bloomington, Indiana. And he's like a cyclist in it, and he's very young. Dennis Quaid is in it. Another guy who's the lead. I can't think of his name right now. But it's a really good movie, and he kind of plays this dramatic part, but I always think of him as a funny guy because of these two movies and Rookie of the Year. What is that, Bushwhacked? Was that what that movie was called, where he kind of played like a scout leader or something like that? Was that called Bushwhacked? That sounds right. That was always really funny. I liked renting that movie, didn't own it. But anyway, back to Home Alone 2. A lot of times when it comes to like sequels that feel like cash grabs and they're just sort of retreading exactly where they went in the previous film, I think a lot of times that doesn't sit very well, or it can be not, I don't know, it can be dumb. But for some reason I think it works in this one because it's so ridiculous and it's almost in a way, maybe it's not played for laughs, but I laugh at it, and I do in a way where I am not bothered. The fact that these movies are so identical and is just new location, but also how like ridiculous it is that Kevin over here, Kevin goes to New York and those wet bandits are there. Like their paths crossing again just is funny to me. I think that's funny, and I think that's why, even though this film does almost the exact same thing as it does in the first movie, I still like it because that's such an absurd premise, but it's played straight. It makes me laugh more, I guess. I don't know. I think it's funny. I had a poster to this movie in my room growing up. It was like Kevin holding the paper, and it said "Wet Bandits Escape," and then he's like, was Kevin's face on it? I think Kevin's face was on it. He's like that, and then the Statue of Liberty is like this. So, yeah, anyway, I like this movie a lot. I have like very strong memories of watching it on VHS growing up. I watched this year-round. I mentioned that when I talked about the first film. This was definitely a year-round movie for me. You know, it's probably in my top 20 films of all time. Same with the first one. I kind of put those two together because I do really have a tough time deciding which one is my favorite. If somebody forced me to pick one, I'd probably pick the first one just because the original is always the original. Same thing with Toy Story. I really love Toy Story 3. I really love Toy Story 4. But and 1. And if somebody said choose a favorite, choose the best one, I'll probably always choose the first one, even though the animation's not as strong, but it is always the original. So that's kind of how I work when it comes to 3 movies that I really don't know how I would rank them, or 4 movies, whatever the amount of movies is. If I don't know how to rank them, I'm usually going to go with the original as the favorite. But yeah, this movie is really good. I need my wife to knit me the hat that Kevin wears in part 2 because this is not it. So yeah, I need that hat. This is the hat that he wears in the first movie. So I'm sporting the first movie hat. Maybe next year I will have the second movie hat. And hey, how about we take a look at what my kids got in their advent calendars this morning? So take a look at that right now.
Right here.
I got it. 17th.
No, I guess mine.
No, you get the doorbell today. What is that?
Many?
Who is it? Oh, Scrooge McDuck again.
Whoa, that's so cool.
Coach McDuck.
Yeah.
He's
Cool.
perfect for Christmas time.
Coach.
And here is Scrooge McDuck.
Who's in there?
What do you got?
Wait, who is that?
What is it?
Nemo. He's
Nemo.
so tiny.
Oh my goodness, he's so cute.
And you have the other Nemo from McDonald's, so they can be friends.
Look at that. So cool. And here's our close-up of cute little Nemo. There's his fin, back fin, little mohawk. Very cute.
And now that you've seen that, perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.